According to Reuters, President Volodymyr Zelensky authorized the formation of a special panel on Friday to conduct an examination of the directors of military conscription offices around Ukraine. General Alexander Pavlyuk, the first deputy defense minister, would lead the commission, Zelensky announced after meeting his senior military leaders. The choice was made in response to suspicions of corruption against the head of a draft office reported by Ukrainian media. Zelensky also said government was considering proposals to increase criminal liability for corruption offenses in the judiciary, with punishments including 10 to 15 years with confiscation of property. This should apply to those who extort money, take money, maintain this system of corruption at all its levels. There should be integrity checks of judges, and not only before their appointment, Zelensky said. Time can, unfortunately, change people about whom there was a positive conclusion at the beginning of their work in the courts. And I believe that it is worth checking, including with the use of a polygraph. The main offensive in Ukraine's counteroffensive against Russian forces is still to come, it was indicated on Friday. Some troops have not yet been sent into action, and the operation thus far has only been meant to set up the battlefield. In the early phases of its most ambitious offensive since Russia's all-out invasion 16 months ago, the nation claims to have retaken 8 villages, but President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged this week that progress has been slower than desired. The main phase of the counteroffensive has not yet started, 3 top officials said on Friday in response to the speed of the Ukrainian advances. Offensive operations of the armed forces of Ukraine continue in a number of areas. Formation operations are underway to set up the battlefield, presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak said on Twitter. The counteroffensive is not a new season of a Netflix show. There is no need to expect action and buy popcorn. Jake Sullivan, national security advisor to U.S. Vice President Joe Biden, will be flying to Denmark this weekend to take part in a discussion about Ukraine that may involve some nations that have hesitated to denounce the invasion. According to a U.S. source on Friday, Ukraine is organizing the meetings in Copenhagen to discuss basic principles of peace. According to a source familiar with the situation who spoke to Reuters, Brazil, South Africa, and India were among the nations invited, but it was not yet known if they would be going. South Africa and India did not denounce Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In April, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva denounced Russia for violating the territorial integrity of Ukraine and once more called for peace negotiations. The war-supporting Western nations have also been invited. According to the American official, Denmark agreed to host the meeting in Copenhagen after Ukraine extended invitations to a number of nations. Political directors and national security advisors from different invited countries will be present. The meeting is not a formal summit, rather, it is seen as an informal gathering. Joint communiques and no concrete outcomes are anticipated to result from it. Russians who sought to meddle in the American election were subject to U.S. sanctions. 2 Russian intelligence agents who attempted to sway a regional American election as part of Moscow's global malign influence operations were sanctioned by the U.S. on Friday, the Treasury Department told Reuters. The 2 officers, Yegor Sergeyevich Popov, 31, and Alexei Borisovich Sukhotolov, 49, both members of Russia's Federal Security Service, have worked to undermine democratic processes in the U.S. and other countries through a network of co-conspirators, the department said in a statement. The department said both have worked with Alexander Viktorovich Ionov, a Russian the U.S. Justice Department charged last year with conducting a multi-year effort to use political groups in Florida, Georgia, and California to interfere in elections. The United States will not tolerate threats to our democracy, and today *S action builds on the whole-of-government approach to protect our system of representative government, Treasury official Brian Nelson said. The department did not say what specific election the 2 Russian men are accused of attempting to influence. Ukraine's financial results have improved this year, with budget revenues increasing by 45% in May compared to the same period a year ago, Finance Minister Serhiy Marchenko said on Friday. In 2023, we have much better financial results than a year ago. Thanks to strong financial support and comprehensive measures implemented by the government, we ensure a balanced budget and financing of critical expenditures, primarily in the social sphere, Marchenko, whose country was invaded by Russia in February 2022, said in a statement. Monetary and fiscal policies are under control.